Alright, so you verified your cylinder leakage, you're not getting any leakage from it whatsoever, and your valves are opening. Good. There's a part 2 to inspecting an engine from just looking at the head. So I flipped the B20 over. This part comes pretty much once you get the engine home. Most places you buy an engine from offer a 30-day warranty for used motors, or something like that, 90 days sometimes, it depends. But this is where the warranty is going to come in. Because most places, once you get there, in order to get access to the bottom end, you've either got to take a whole bed plate off, or the pan and windage tray, which most places don't let you do. They'll mostly be okay with you taking a leakage tester in. I've had one place give me problems about just doing a compression test with a starter I brought. But this is the next part that you're going to look at, and I forgot my tool again. For this part, you're going to need what's called a dial indicator. Now these things are very sensitive, you don't want to drop them or anything, but as you can see, just barely touching it moves the needle a couple turns. And what you want to do with this, I've got a really crappy mount. I got a little magnetic base and it's really annoying to have to hook up, so I'm just going to show you. What you want to do with this is you pretty much want to make sure it's mounted rigidly. Mount it so that the needle is pointing the end of the crankshaft. You can have it on the pulley, on the bolt, on the flywheel, wherever really you can get access to. Here would probably be a good spot with my magnetic base. But what you want to do is you want to preload it a little bit, which just means pushing down a little bit to get the needle moving, and then mount it solidly. And the next thing you're going to have to do is take a pry bar or a really big screwdriver and wedge it somewhere in the bottom end or flywheel or wherever. I see a spot right here behind the main cap and the crank, and what you want to do is just pry it in one direction until you see your needle bottom out. And then you want to take it, put it on the other side of something, and pry the crank in the other direction. What you're doing is you're moving the crankshaft, what's called a thrust angle, which is back and forth this way according to the engine. And what you're doing is you're checking the movement of the crank. There's a specification for it. Again, consult your service manual or manufacturer's manual, and it'll tell you what the movement on the dial indicator should be. I want to say somewhere around 10 to 30 thousandths. I don't know, I might be completely off. But that's how you check that. And the second thing you want to do is take your dialy boy. Damn it. Alright. The second thing you want to do is take your dialy boy, and you're going to want to set it on the bottom side of the rod cap. And you're going to want to shake it back, shake the rod cap. See if I can put this down very gently. What you're going to want to do is shake the rod cap back and forth like so with your hand, or again, if you can find somewhere to pry with a screwdriver. This engine's kind of difficult, so probably be doing it by hand. And you're going to want to make sure that these are within clearance as well. This would be right around your bearing clearance. A dial indicator is not the most accurate way to do this. It will just give you a roundabout idea. If say the clearance is 30 thousandths, if you've got 50 thousandths of movement and your bearing's starting to wear out while you have the engine out, while you have the bottom open, you should probably change your bearings. But so the two main things you want to look at the bottom are each cylinder's bearing movement, the rod clearance, and also what they call crank walk or thrust clearance. If those are within spec, if your head is within spec, your chamber sealing, there's no air getting past your piston rings, or at least less than 20%, and your valves are opening, the engine is pretty much good to go in, and it will pretty sure last you a long time without having to go in to anything internal. The other thing is, while the engine is out, even though everything checks out, something that can cause a failure is your oil pump. Make sure that your oil pump is good. You may want to replace it anyway since you have the engine out. Most places, again, they have a warranty just in case, but it would be a real hassle to put the motor in, it fails, and then take it out even though it's under warranty. So again, sorry guys for the shaky video. I don't have a tripod right now, but I will be getting one here soon. But that about covers it. If you have any questions or concerns, just leave me a comment. I'll try to answer back. If you like the video, please help me out and give me a like and subscribe. Touch my bells or something like that, whatever you do. I'll be putting out more content, again, more so for the guy that knows how to tear stuff down, but maybe isn't as technical as what do I look for with rebuilding an engine, what are the specs, how can I make sure that my engine lasts the longest. I do transmissions as well. I will be covering a Nissan transmission, an automatic transmission here in the future soon. It's already torn apart. I'll be putting it back together and tearing down another one soon. And also diagnostics. I'll be covering diagnostics a little bit more, in-car diagnostics, faults, things like that, and also the tools that you need. I'm going to make a video specifically on what I have in my toolbox, which I don't even have enough tools, but I'll get you, per job, what you'll need for diagnostics, and how to do those diagnostics. Again, it's not going to be you watch my videos and pass your ASC. You're gonna have to have your own bit of information, and I'm just adding a little bit more detail for the average wrench turner who's been in the garage for a couple of years. So hope you like the video. Tell me what you think. Tell me what I can improve on. Don't mention the shaky camera because I know I'm going to get a tripod here soon. Don't mention the dirty garage. I know it's a mess. I'm looking into moving into a shop here soon, so hopefully this will change. I don't know how often I'm going to be putting out videos. I don't know really much about this. This is my first time doing any of this, so thanks again, guys.